Pepe traders, welcome back, and Pepe is pumping. So this will be the first video of its kind, really, and I think a lot of people were either sleeping on Pepe or they thought it was a kind of a dead crypto just sitting. And we're going to talk about kind of what's going on right now, because the big question a lot of traders have right now is Pepe price predictions. Also, will the whales kind of sell right now and take some profits, as we have seen a rebound across the board for the overall market? I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. We're going to look into what's going on. We'll talk about the price action here on BTCC. If you guys haven't done so already, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark. We do talk crypto every single day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. And let's get the frog rolling. Let's talk some Pepe. This is exactly what we're looking at, and it's very exciting to see this candle. Okay, so I'm going to go full screen with this. We'll talk about kind of what's going on. And Pepe, really, we flashed at W as we talked about it. And that's kind of where we are at that decision point, if we were going to break out or break down. And this is a very strong green candle, okay? Very similar to what we saw brew up on back in November of 24. And then from there, guys, that's where Pepe exploded to a 4028371 level that we're looking to revisit, okay? Me personally, I would have this is not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto. But I see a couple different scenarios coming about. We're either going to have an absolute explosion on the charts, one where we're revisiting bull season vibes, or we're going to have kind of a little bit of a head fake here. But I do think it's worth talking about, because you had to have an exit strategy, okay? I told you guys that I was kind of waiting on the sidelines for a moment, and now I would consider this possibly a little bit too late in the timeline if you were looking to enter Pepe. But there was a little opportunity here where we're still in that 5-0 territory, and now we're sitting right here at the 40139 mark. I think this is something where we're going to talk about the potential right here, and I do see this being kind of one of my take profit zones. If we talk about Pepe at the 4017, that's going to be a pretty nice run that we had. And I'm not going to be greedy. It's going to be something where you look from May 6th to where we're at right now. So just in a 4 to 10-day window, I think that's a lot of runway to make a pretty nice gain, a little bit of a swing trade. Okay, so appreciate you guys kind of staying with it, right? Staying with the course, because Pepe was very frustrating. Ethereum was tanking, and after the Petra upgrade, that's kind of what has left Ethereum traders and some of the ERC20 tokens that are closely linked. Pepe most likely is going to be at the top of that list for me. And that's kind of where we're at. All right, so that's kind of why we're seeing Pepe pump, and I'll share with you guys kind of what's going on in CoinMarketCap. But before we do, if you're looking for a new exchange, you like trading leverage, if you want to become a leverage trader, or if you already do so, check out my link down below for BTCC. 14 plus years in the industry. They do have a lot of sign-up bonuses up to $10,000 USDT, as well as a lot of promotional contests for volume competitions, so on and so forth. But yeah, available to a lot of different jurisdictions. Make sure it's right for you where you're located. Run it through your due diligence. But if you want to start trading with me, there is a link down below for BTCC. Okay. We'll kind of segue into kind of the overall market, right? The big move of the day, we're seeing that fear and greed index above 70, okay? The market cap also for the global market up, it was way over 1%, but now we're just sitting around 1% up on the day. But the big storyline is we have breached through that $3 trillion market cap. Bitcoin seeing a little bit of a pullback, but we were above that 104 level. Very fascinating to watch BTC and kind of what they have to offer. But I think kind of the winner, right? I mean, obviously, Bitcoin traders in the last month up 30%. You'll never beat that. But when we look at Ethereum, I mean, this is kind of why Pepe's pumping. 2450 on the charts, okay? So an insane run for Ethereum, where at one point they were down in the 1400s. If you want to look at kind of the storyline back on April 25th, you can see it right now in the 1400s. And then since then, guys, this is why we love crypto, okay? Less than a month, okay? It's been an insane run for ETH on the heels of that Petra upgrade. But this is kind of what we want to look into. We're going to zoom into this article Okay, will whales sell off their holdings? Okay, we're going to kind of touch upon this because smart money investors have reduced exposure to Pepe. And like I said, I see this is not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but I see this going one of two different ways, right? Here we are, we're back in bull season, or it's going to be kind of a little bit of a head fake, and a lot of the Pepe whales will look to kind of mitigate losses and kind of take advantage of these insane gains that we've had in a very short, rapid period of time, okay? I think the quicker crypto goes up, the quicker people are to sell. And I'm not talking about the retail that they're going to have their finger on the trigger ready to pull that button and just kind of choke, if you will. We see it all day. It happens so frequently. We hear the stories. A lot of you guys posted in the comments, should have sold, all this stuff. But then there are going to be traders that want to hold Pepe to the moon. So you're going to have a mixed bag. But if I had to kind of lean in one direction, I do think we will see a little bit of a come down. It was just Pepe was so flat, and then all of a sudden just so rapid. I think it is very easy come, easy go, and I think we will get a little bit of a correction here in the next few days. Personally, not FUD. I still believe in Pepe. If you want to see Ethereum keep going higher, I mean, if Ethereum breaches 3,000, it's going to be very interesting to see where Pepe's price stabilizes. Okay. But we talked a little bit about the whale wallets and holdings. 17 smart wallets holding Pepe down from 32 that what we saw at those really high prices for Pepe back in November of 2024. And that's kind of where we've seen this reduction. But the big storyline here is the liquidation patterns suggesting the weak market confidence. Okay. And that's kind of why I lean in that direction. Okay. We saw from April 11th to April 23rd, a lot of shorts occurred very frequently. But then we did see kind of that settle down, stop buying, and then for one on May 6th, that close that we saw $2 million in long trades getting liquidated, coinciding with a price dip. But then we did get a rebound, and then boom, here we are, guys, right here on the 10th. So I want to see kind of the influx of whales. I want to see kind of more of a stable market. Right now, it's just too explosive. So it's only natural, my personal opinion, to see a nice correction that possibly could give you an entry point here on a dip. Just going to point that out. Like I said, I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto, but that's kind of how I see it playing out. All right. But there are a lot of people there with price predictions. This is kind of what we're going to end with. All right. If we want to look into it, we're going to dive into this one that I found. As we look at Fibonacci levels, you kind of have to see where we're at and headed. This is kind of where we could close above that 401, okay? And I think that we have rallied above it, but the big storyline here is as we look at the moving averages, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Just give me 1 second to pull this up. And it's something where we're going to kind of shift gears and go into the trading view, because I do have my trading indicator hooked up to that, and wow, the market is pumping. This is great to see. But we're going to look at Pepe, okay, and you can see up to 25th in market cap, but I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, okay, because we have went above the 200-day moving average, and that's kind of where this gets really bullish, okay. We saw a little bit too quickly. We have not had any crossover, so that's something that does kind of lean into that argument. But I think if we were going to break out, this is kind of where we would have. But I want to see this get above that 4014 mark before we absolutely get just kind of insane talking numbers with where Pepe's headed. But for me, guys, this chart kind of says it all. We did flash momentum up. And this is some premium stuff that I'm sharing with you guys from April 22nd. And that's kind of why I love my trading indicator. You set it on the daily, boom, just from that short period of time, 82%. Once that momentum up flashed, yeah, it's hard to argue with it. It simply does work. I just have the alerts right to my phone. But that's kind of, it makes it very simple. And sometimes you do get caught with a quick buy, quick sell, but a lot of times when they do win, they win big. And that's what we're seeing as Pepe has pretty much started the month of May with a nice little breakout. So we will kind of close, and forgive me, I didn't show you guys the graphic, but that's kind of where it stands, okay? And you can see right here, 82% up since that April date, all right? But I do want to kind of close with what we're going to see here in terms of the price prediction. I'll leave the graph up on your screen so you guys can get a good look at it. But I think that as we look into this, we need to talk about that 4014 mark. Okay, that's something where the Fibonacci levels coincide. If you want to talk about kind of the signals that are within, okay, this is a very good chart that I'm going to share with you guys. We'll put this up. And if you guys are in the TA, I use it as a tiebreaker, but this is kind of where we're at. If you look at the support at that 12.6 level, but the resistance we're going to be faced with is at 1450. The breakout target is upwards of 401758. That coincides with that 0.382 fib level. And we really want to talk about kind of where we're at in terms of just, we combine the three bullish indicators in terms of metrics, the RSI, MACD, and just the bias towards the trend. It's indicating that right now on the charts, guys, the reversal is underway. So leave a comment down below. Will you be buying Pepe? Are you getting in on the run? Are you kind of optimistic or pessimistic? I want to know your thoughts. All right, let's get a discussion going. Apologies in advance. My allergies right now. The golf course is killing me, cutting grass. We are firmly in that season. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, allergies are just the worst thing on earth at times, and then obviously they do settle down, but we'll take it. We got to fight through it because the crypto market is pumping, and this is exactly what we like to see. Pepe up on the day and continuing to climb. We're about to get into that 4013 level actually as I'm recording, so we'll see if we can if it can happen. We did sniff the 401401 and then we quickly sold off. Okay, but I'll leave you with that. As always, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us right here on the channel. We will talk crypto, and we're going to be giving you updates with Pepe every single day. We've been covering it in the trenches, the dark days, the good days. It really doesn't matter. We're going to give you the news as I see it every single day. Appreciate you all tuning in. And like I said a little earlier, if you do want to start trading, check out BTCC. Links down below. If you are a leverage trader, check out what they have to offer. And I appreciate you guys all being part of the channel. All right. I'll leave you with that. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.